Like, follow, subscribe. You just getting in, man. Man. Like, follow, subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. Gonna give everybody a minute before they get in here. What the deal? What the deal? What the deal? Yeah, man. Give me a minute for everybody to get in here. They be letting everybody in this motherfucker link. So, mind me, man. This is my shaving hand. So I've been scruffy. I think I'm gonna take care of it tonight, though. But yeah, man. If you seen the thumbnail, we'll be talking about I ain't gonna touch on this subject too long, cause But I'm just gonna say this: no matter who you is, care who you is, I don't care about none of that. They say your name in open court, you're on the case, some way, somehow. They can't put an innocent man in open court in any courtroom. Can't mention your name if you had nothing to do with it. That's the way the law works. That's how it all works. You ain't got no dog in the fight. I ain't calling nobody nothing. But from my experience and my knowledge of the law, they cannot mention nobody's name on the case who's not involved. I don't give a fuck who it is. So in that instance, it is what it is. And a lot of people cooperate with the government, man. A lot of people. That's just something they do. That's why they got a conviction rate that's so high. They're going to flip informants. They're going to flip witnesses. They're going to threaten witnesses. They're talking about taking property and assets and all that. A motherfucker going to lay down. And they're going to give you up. That's how they want it. That's how they going to win. That's how they been winning. That's how they been using us against each other. That's the way it go. So, and me, myself, I ain't about to keep going to no motherfucking court date. Especially no federal court date for nobody else. I ain't got time to be in that motherfucking courtroom. Unless it's me in the courtroom. I might go for a sentencing or something for somebody, but actively going to a court date every time they go to court, I ain't got that much invested in it. To see no black man get hammered. So that's weird to me anyway. Motherfucker keep going down. Why you keep coming to my court date? Like, what the fuck you? All right, we might have been feuding on the streets or whatever, my nigga, but why is you here? For what? To report to your channel about what's going on? I mean, it's a free country, but my integrity, I don't want to sit there and keep looking at no federal prosecutor, no federal judge, no federal attorneys. I'm not about to keep going down there. I'm not doing it. I'm not going in there. I don't want to be seen by them motherfuckers. I don't want to be known by them motherfuckers. And they bet not bring my name up in that motherfucker. And they openly saying a motherfucking name in open court. I don't give a fuck what the prosecutor down ain't. Man, that's a goddamn lie. Because what did you have to say it for? I don't give a fuck what he said on the video. You ain't to bring my motherfucking name up. You don't put me in no motherfucking situation to try to keep this man detained about some shit he said about me. Let him out. The fuck? The fuck you about to keep? Why the fuck you bringing my name up? That's the first thing. If I go down, I'm with my lawyer. Why you bringing my name up? Why the fuck is you saying my name in open court? I don't want nothing to do with this shit. And every time you say my name in open court, they writing it in that motherfucking log over there. She typing. And they putting it in this paperwork. Fuck that is. That's some weird shit to me anyway. Personally. I don't know. Maybe people cut different. That's the first thing I ask. Why do you keep coming down here? For what? We can't what? We still, alright, we can feud. I can't, alright. We can still feud, but what the fuck you keep coming down here for? What is your gain out of that? That's weird to me any motherfucking way. I don't know, man. Motherfuckers is weird to me. Why do you keep coming down here? Why you keep coming to my court date? What do you get to gain to seeing me get life? What is your gain out of that? To say I told you so? Come on, bro. You got something to do with it. That's why you coming down here. You got something to do with it. Some way, somehow, you involved. That's just my knowledge of the criminal situation. Only motherfucker keep coming to my court date is the prosecution, the judge, and the lawyer. Maybe my girl or some shit like that, but my homies ain't coming in there. My enemies ain't even coming in. Why is you coming in here? Actively. Come on, bro. Cut the bullshit, bro. Cut the bullshit, bro. Cut the bullshit, bro. Nah, I ain't saying they all in that motherfucker, but one of them keep going down there. I ain't gonna say his name, but he keep running his ass down there, and I can't understand why. You ain't coming down here dropping no money on my account. What the fuck you keep coming to my court date for? Why are you coming down here, bro? I don't know, man. Weird to me. That's some weird shit, if you ask me. But I don't know, man. Niggas be weird. For content, I don't see why that shit ain't getting seized. You going and then you spreading over court information on the YouTube, and then they gonna try to get me with threatening witnesses, and you on there talking about me. That shit don't make no sense. Like I said, I ain't got no dog in the fight. I'm just calling a spade a spade. And you ain't about to keep running down here unless you trying to see what they gonna say about you. That's the only thing I can think of. What are they gonna say about you that got you keep running down this motherfucker? Come on, bro. We cut the games, bro. But that's what these motherfuckers do. See, a lot of people on YouTube don't know how the law works. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them try to read paperwork, don't know what the fuck they reading. They don't know nothing about the federal laws. They ain't never been in prison by the feds. You don't understand. It's a whole different game. It's a whole different law. When you dealing with state, that's a state. The state is their own government. So that's a state government case. You dealing with the United States government, you're dealing with every state of the United States versus you. Not just the one you live in. Every state that's under that banner is against you. That means they can pull money from all 50 states to convince you. That's why they say state don't care about your money. No, because they got every resources for all 50 states. Yeah. They even got a fucking federal prison in Puerto Rico and they ain't even one of the states. That's how strong they is. They got a federal prison in Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico is not a state. Figure that out. That would be my main thing to ask. What the fuck you keep running down here for? I don't know, man. It's just some weird shit going on. Unless you're involved. You know? That's the only thing I can get out of it. That's it. Maybe there is some truth to it. Then they got a motherfucker on there talking about he said he gonna break a nigga. Big you say he gonna break a nigga jaw. Only one he talking about gonna break a nigga jaw is the blood. They got that nigga as a witness. Not saying it's him, but whoever he was talking on the phone, when he catch me, gonna break his jaw, is a witness. They're a witness. It says it. And they want the witness protected. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I don't know what smoke and mirrors these niggas running. But I know one thing, and I know one thing for sure. If the federal government calls you a witness, you're going to have to testify. Ain't no getting out of that. So I hope it ain't blood. Because if he go to trial, you're going to have to testify. And he going to air that shit out for sure. And you can't be screaming you're a witness, I'm a victim. That's the worst thing to say on the fucking... If you're a victim, that means you're on the case. Because they're charging him with your crime. So I wouldn't even tell motherfucker, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But somebody was wearing the wire telling when they blew down on blood at that goddamn show. Because it's in there. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. I don't know damn how a motherfucker try to spin it. Niggas got on me to talk about the same shit. You cannot be mentioned in open federal court and the motherfucker not, and you're not be on the case. It just don't work that way. That ain't how the government works. Everybody that's mentioned in open court got something to do with that case. Or if that's the case, they can mention anybody. They can't do that. It's against the fucking law. It's called perjury. And they can be sued. So they can't do that. Everybody that's on the case is mentioned in open court. Either as a witness, as a victim, or as a defendant. That's the only three. Witness, victim, or defendant. That's it. It's those three. Can't get around it, bro. Can't get around it. So, we live at MBR Compound, man. We just touched in. I wanted to touch on that because I've been seeing a lot of that shit going around, asking questions. And that's basically it. They say your name in open court, you're on the case. Take that with a grain of salt. And we're out.